Okay, so Astrojax, for right now, comes in one size. And it's the same size as the old model, the Aquas. These are slightly bigger though, but still generally the same size. But when you have big ones, it's a whole different toy almost. A lot like Poi, a lot like Meteor. And when you make them this big, it's definitely not an indoor toy. But these are really cool to swing around like Poi and Meteor and Rope Dart. So I'm going to be showing you how I make these. First, you need some tennis balls. You need some string. You need some electrical tape. You need some scissors, and you also need like a lot of other various tools. Since this one has like markings on it, I'm going to make this one my middle ball since the end balls don't need tape. Now you can make each one have slidable string, but I'm doing this for Giant Astrojax, so I'm just really needing the middle ball to slide. What you can do is poke a hole in the tennis ball and twist, and then take your various pliers and keep pushing in that hole and twisting, and it'll naturally drill a hole into it. But I've got this thing, so I'm just going to use this. Now for the bore, you can use toilet paper rolls for the center, but these are like flimsy and they're optional. Like if you have to, then I'd say use some of these. But a pill bottle will work just as good, and it gives you a stronger core. So I'm going to use the pill bottle. So step one, get your holes made. I have this tool right here where I can poke a hole. Go through the other side so it's even. Now with your holes drilled and ready to go, you've got to get this pill bottle assembled. So when you cut your pill bottle's top off and the bottom apart, you cut a slice into it so then you can roll it. Now you might need to cut into this slice so that you can get a proper fit. Once you feel you have it in there, the trick is to get pieces of electrical tape about twice as long as the tennis ball itself. And you want to get several of these. Now this part is important because this is what the bore is basically made of, and the way that I tape these is to make it smooth on the inside. Now if you can, just lower the tape through. That's usually not the case. So what you can do is put the tape through, get a stick or something that you can stick it to, and then pull that through. Now you want it to be smooth on the inside, so when you apply it, you want to make sure that that's what's happening, is that it's flat on the inside. And you're going to do that all around on the inside. You could just string it up right here, but I'm OCD, so I like it to look a certain way. Now you have a completed ball. So the reason why they're twice as long as the tennis ball is because they'll all end right basically in the middle. So now the center is smooth because they're just solid pieces of tape. And what you do is you take the same amount of tape, make it just a little bit longer, and you go down the center. You go back and you go over all those end pieces of tape, and that's going to hold them down. So now you've got your middle ball. So this is your middle ball. And it's basically good to go when you have it like this. So now how do you get the strings into the balls like this? If you have a drill though, this is a pretty easy task. So now that you've drilled your end balls, what helps to have is a tool like this. What I did is I took a coat hanger and I made it to where I can just pull this string through by grabbing this. And that's all you need to do. So once you have the strings through, you just tie double knots. Boom, and now you have a do-it-yourself set of Astrojax. So yeah, these of course don't slide as well as you would want. So it's not really as good as the real thing, but they're big enough to experiment with poi and Meteor tricks. So yeah, these are really nice. They're awesome, especially since you can just make them out of some tape and tennis balls and string laying around. So yeah, when you make them this big, you can actually string them up to be any length you want. I like them to be pretty long so that I can do Meteor. Now since you basically get the idea of how to make these, I'm going to try to make some other ones similar. So I don't know how well these are going to do, but I'm going to try them out and see if I can do the same thing. Okay, so this one, the bottle idea doesn't really hold, so, and glitter's coming out, so I'm just gonna try solid tape, see how that does. I've honestly never tried this before, so let's see if it'll work. So yeah, these work really good. These are just some balls that used to have glitter water in them and they evaporated, and now they are Astrojax. Alright, now for these tiny ones, just to see if smaller ones can be made. So as you can see, making Astrojax isn't too difficult. They don't play that great. Now, the reason Larry spends so much time on the middle ball and the weight system is because it does make playing with them easier. These will get all twisted up. It requires a little bit more skill and awareness to make it move and control the way you want, but this is a really good do-it-yourself project. It's a nice way to experiment with different sized Astrojax because there aren't really big ones out there, so making them really big is fun to mess with, fun to experiment with, and hopefully this inspires some people out there to make their own. Remember, it's not too hard to make these, and be safe. I ended up stabbing myself with the drill in my finger, so be careful. Hopefully this do-it-yourself tutorial helps and you're out making your own Astrojax in no time.